you expect Justin to practice today?
We'll see. I'd like to give him some rest. But I mean, you know, Justin, it's I don't control him. You know, I like him to do what's best for him, and we'll let him make those decisions.
You said after the game, leg contusion. Is it still what it is?
Yeah, a few things. I think leg, ankle. You know, just in all, I'd like to see that. I'd like to see him get treatment and not be on his feet today. But you know, Justin, you probably know him better than I do. But sometimes he just looks at me and he goes out there, and a lot of times it's good for him. I mean, I think he's one of those type of guys where, yeah, the football is the treatment, is the medicine, you know, and I get that. I've always believed the same thing, you know. The medicine's out here on the practice field, you know, in the weight room, in the training room. I mean, be doing combination. I know this. He'll be doing anything and everything in his power to play on Sunday. I mean, I've seen it now over and over. I mean, certainly a lesser man wouldn't be doing the things that he does. It's almost, I mean, what more can one man do? He's just, you know, he's a beast, you know, but we'll see about today.
You mentioned ankle. Is that still just from earlier in the season?
No, yeah, different one.
Do you expect Brandon or Sammy back at practice?
Do I expect? No, I don't expect to open their window today.
Any further information on Will Disley and his shoulder?
Yeah, shoulder. Same kind of. Don't expect him to be out there today, and we'll see how the week progresses.
And Ladd, do you think Ladd will practice today?
We'll see. I think some form or fashion. Don't know exactly. Well, sure, a good full report after.
And then Jalen Rager's finger.
Mm-hmm.
His last snap was early in the third quarter. Think he'll miss some time. Or?
I think he will. I think he'll miss some time.
Would that be an IR situation for James?
I don't want to predict that. Could be.
As far as your corners, you know, you got Cam back now. Targeeb obviously playing at a high level. Christian's been good all season. How do you guys sort of foresee managing those three guys and how to sort of get all of them on the field, especially with Derwin playing as much as Nicholas is playing?
I mean, it sounds like a good problem to have, you know, and Jasir, you know, just keep going. It was, you know, good to be getting more to full strength there. And Dean Leonard, too, you know, playing well.
Did you sort of like the way that the rotation went down in the Chiefs game? I think Christian was at 60 snaps, targeted at 53. I think Cam ended up at 27. Is that sort of what you guys are going to do moving forward, or?
Yeah, you know, it just general principle. I mean, you know, how much guys are going to play, or, you know, who's starting, how they're going to be used. You know, we just don't really go into those, you know, at other positions other than the quarterback. And I've told you that, like, I promise you, you know, if there's ever a quarterback controversy, you know, I'll talk about that one. But really, other positions, you know, we just game plan it and roll, you know.
Yeah.
Find out on Sunday.
Yeah.
You know.
I guess on a general level, you know, you guys have at various positions done rotations. You know, guys that have sort of stepped up.
Mm-hmm.
You've got Troy Dye into the linebacker rotation. Like Jamari played well. You got him in short yardage situations. The corners, you're rotating. As just on a general level, why do you feel like it's important to, if guys are showing you something on the practice field, or if they maybe step up in an individual game, to go with the rotation to get guys playing time if they're showing you something?
Yeah, I mean, just try. It could be that, you know, that somebody's really showing something that's, you know, that's stepping up, and you know, there's a game plan situation. But it always, not always. I mean, because it's different at times. I mean, healthiest, best, plays. That's a factor. That's a factor of your healthiest and best players. Troy Dye situation. I mean, Denzel was out. Next man up. There's a situation where that takes place. So, yeah, I mean, all those different pieces.
What has Derwin James meant to your guys' defense and what you do?
Oh, it's just incredible. I mean, another game where, wherever how you look at it, he was at his best. I mean, the entire time, just consistently, a great player in any situation you put him in, any position you put him in. His position flexibility is off the charts, and then he grades out, always right around in that A plus category every single game. Plus what he brings, in terms of leadership to the team. It's at the elite level, whether it's in the training environment, the practice environment, the game environment, the sideline, in the locker room. He's incredible.
And then Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
When you see what he does, what's made him successful to the Bucs?
No, he's a winner. I think the thing that strikes me, about him, I think you see a ton of quarterbacks try to emulate him, copy him. He's that guy. He's that guy that he plays his best when his best is needed most.
Jim, with Justin's now over 300 attempts without an interception, how much of that is luck, skill? I mean, as a former QB, what goes into a run like that?
A skill. Skill more than luck.
But also luck maybe on a couple of times because of the ITs and everything, or?
Yeah, yeah, way more skill than luck, to answer the question.
Jim, I know you touched on it earlier in the week, but with Kansas City winning the division, what's the sense you just get from your team as they turn the page and still very much have a playoff berth at stake as you guys continue on? What's the sense of where your guys are mentally?
Yeah, just full attention on this game against a really good team who's leading their division. I'm sure we have their full attention. They have our full attention. Huge game. They're on a 3-game winning streak. They've really done a great job offensively. I mean, running the ball, play action, scoring, defense. It's always a huge challenge. Todd Bowles' defense. Just a big task. Big game ahead. And it's Wednesday. We're midweek. We're putting the game plan together and then go out and practice it. And but mindset-wise, I would just say that it's to make today the best practice of the year. Drills, the best drills we've had. Walkthrough, make that the best walkthrough of the season. Meetings, make those the best of the season. That's our goal. That's our mindset for today.
How much of a job did Tampa Bay do interior defensive tackles?
Yeah, they're two of the best. Vita Veda, 50-54. Both those guys. I mean, one of their best pass rushers. Two of their best run stoppers. Huge challenge.
With that, go ahead.
You're going to have 2 games in 5 days coming up. Just with this week, do you have a couple staff members starting to look at Denver and everything so that you can easily transition into next week with the short time?
Mm-hmm.
With Quentin, the 2 catches that he had Sunday night took obviously a huge shot in the 3rd and 16. Even the touchdown catch took a pretty big hit there. To make those catches through contact, considering the drop that he had in Baltimore, what do you think that will do for for his confidence moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen it. His confidence, his resolve, everything about him has been, really up there high. I mean, so, he's been ready to go every week. He's been a very durable player. I mean, he's a strong player, and he's been a very productive player. So, yeah, to me, it's always, been high. But, yeah, love Q, and yeah, lesser man probably wouldn't have done it, I mean, across the middle, big hit like that, and then when the guy bounces right back up, I mean, it's pretty cool. That's respect.
Do you have any update on your leg injury and the ankle? Jim told you had an ankle too today.
Yeah, I would say it's more so the ankle than the contusion. I think that's something that's easily recoverable, and I'm doing everything I can with the ankle, but that's kind of the main reason right now.
And it's your left ankle?
Left ankle.
So the other ankle for the high ankle sprain?
Yep, got both of them covered.
Both of them covered. And is it a high ankle again?
Yeah, I don't know the exact. It's either high or low. It's a sprain, but I'm not quite sure on the exact specifications of it.
Do you feel like you could have practiced today, or Jim said there's a chance you could have talked him out of it, or something like that, or how do you feel about practicing this week? And do you feel like you could have practiced today?
Talked him out of.
Yeah, he basically before practice he talked to us and said he wanted you to rest, but you could talk him out of a rest day if you wanted to, or something like that. He said Justin's going to be Justin.
If I felt like I could have practiced at 100% and make sure that everyone's getting the full speed rep, I definitely would have. I didn't think I was able to do that. The trainers didn't think I was able to do that today, so we were all on the same page with that.
When did the left ankle injury happen?
It was one of the early third down conversions that we didn't get on a scramble. I think we got 7 yards. First drive.
Third and long, where you were initially going left, cut back right, like with Bradley in front of you?
Yep.
That way.
Yeah.
And so how does it compare to the level of pain that you were dealing with the right ankle earlier in the season?
I would say that this one is probably not as severe. It's definitely painful enough to be able to miss a practice, but I felt like I've been able to move around a little bit better this week than I did after Carolina, where I was put into a boot and had difficulty walking. But I think we're farther along this week.
So when you went out for the play after you got hit in the left knee, was that just because of the pain you're dealing from the contusion, or was that at that point where you're also feeling the ankle and it was sort of a combination?
That was pain from the contusion. So I went out for that one. Felt like I was able to return after that, but two separate plays.
And then with the ankle, did you feel it more sort of after the adrenaline wore off after the game, or were you kind of battling it through the game?
It was difficult to play with. It was one of those things that we kind of talked about where we kind of limited some of the runs. I didn't feel great running out of the pocket, but it was just one of those things you had to battle through.
So when you were grimacing and kind of had that limp after the third down run on the first series, that's when you were feeling it? Because the TV camera showed you were limping a little bit and grimacing going back to the sideline.
When I stood up after that play, yeah, it was probably that play where I kind of realized that I had kind of hurt it a little bit and went to the sideline, got it taped up and got it re-taped up, added some spatting onto the outside of the shoe as well, but felt comfortable going back out there.
In terms of pushing off and everything, how much would it affect this ankle maybe compared to the right ankle in terms of throwing and everything?
Yeah, throwing on the sideline, I kind of realized that it that's kind of when it bothered me. It was rotating and kind of stepping through the throw. But at the time it was taped up. It was spatted up as well. I felt like it was stable and could fight through it. So it was just one of those things where we got to do everything we can treatment this week to make sure that it's good to go on Sunday.
You've been wearing that sleeve on the left leg. Was that a factor at all? Whatever you had been dealing with before, was that a factor at all in when you got hit in the knee? Like, did you aggravate anything?
No, that's kind of another another separate injury where it's just swelling and you're just doing everything you can to compress it, keep it warm. So that was completely separate than the, yeah.
Do you know when, was that a game injury as well, assuming?
I think I couldn't tell you exactly when. I think it was just something that popped up, and just working with trainers and talking through and making sure that you're compressing it, keeping it warm, and doing everything you can to limit that swelling.
Obviously, it's football, so you're going to have nicks and bruises and even some injuries. But any frustration on your end, just the number of injuries you got to deal with this year, from the plantar fascia to the high ankle sprain, knee swelling, now you got a contusion, other ankle. Anything on your end as far as frustration about dealing with all of that?
It could be a lot worse. Unfortunately, I've been through some pretty gruesome injuries, and breaking a femur, and it's been bad. It's been worse, and to fight through this is it's part of the game, and I think that's one of the things that has made this locker room so special. Is all those guys are so tough, and like you said, it's part of the game, and it's the unfortunate part of the game, but it's reality, and we got a great set of trainers in there, sports medicine that really take care of us and do everything we can to protect us. And at the end of the day, we feel safe going out there.
Having the rib injury as sort of a reference point to how bad it could be, does that help in these situations?
Yeah, it could always be the ribs. It could always be a femur. This is nothing compared to that. And I'll do everything I can in treatment, make sure that I'm good to go. And it does give you good perspective. So it's cool to see.
Is it overly simple to say, like tomorrow, if you feel you can go full speed reps, you'll be out there? Is that overstating?
Yeah, I think it really is day by day, and it's how you feel. And if I wake up tomorrow and I go check in with the trainers and I say, hey, I feel like I can run, and I'm sure they're going to be pretty patient with me and understanding that we got to make sure that we ramp up and pass all these checkpoints to be good. But I'm sure they'd be pretty working and pretty flexible with that as well.
Also, one of those things where you go, can I just get out of here in 1 year without something happening?
Yeah, I haven't really thought about that, but it's a tough opponent. It's unfortunate, but you always look to the next one and say we're going to be better on the next one. So it's what we're going to get done.
You've been limping in that hallway a number of times.
Yeah, it's a long walk too.
So the post draft of Josh, just going back to the game, was there a bit, were you guys maybe not on the same page as far as the angle that he was taking out of his break there? Or when you were watching it back, did you figure out anything as far as why maybe that didn't connect?
Yeah, you could say that, but that's on me to be able to see his angle and throw him open. It's just one of those plays where you get too high safety and you want to be able to cut right down the middle, and I just got to give him a better ball. He ran a great route, and it's one of those things that you'd love to have back and love to make a better ball.
Okay.
You've had a long run this year without throwing a pick. How much of it is skill, luck, and a combination of everything?
Yeah, probably more luck than anything. I think it's just one of those things where you go play quarterback and you're not worried about it. And if I throw an interception, it is what it is. I'm doing everything I can to protect the ball and make sure that I'm not putting the team in harm's way. But at the end of the day, you got to be aggressive downfield. You got to take your shots, and if they're down there and there's a tipped ball or someone makes a great play, that's the way the game goes. And I think we've been very fortunate for a lot of our guys who have been able to make plays on poorly thrown balls where they're knocking them down or tipping them away from harm. So I think we've been able to skate away with a couple of those as well.
Are you aware of how many attempts you've gone without throwing an interception?
I have not heard. Do you know off the top of your head?
Of course. 355. The record's 402.
Okay. We're probably not going to throw the ball 50 times, but we'll see. And I think it really is just one play at a time. And it's been cool to be a part of so far. And we've really done a good job of talking and emphasizing limiting turnovers. And I think we've cut down on fumbles, and we've been smart with the ball. And I think that's what's led us to have such a great turnover margin. With the defense that we've had, they've been able to force a lot. So I think it's been really good for us.
What do you see from Tampa Bay and their defense?
Yeah, they do a lot of different things really well. They're going to play a bunch of different coverages, and they've got a whole protection, blitz pressure plan that really gets after the quarterback. And whether that's 4 strong, 4 weak, safeties, corners, nickels. They've got some really athletic linebackers as well. They've really they've been able to get after the passer.
Was it like to see your brother win a Big Ten championship now, knowing that in a couple weeks they're gonna be back here?
Yeah, I thought it was really cool. You know, we kind of talked a little bit about it, and you know, I don't think there are too many people that have a Big Ten championship and a Pac-12 championship without transferring. I think he might be the only one on the team from 2019 when we were there. So it's been really cool to see. I've really enjoyed watching him play, and especially watching the Ducks play as well.